Hi everyone, welcome to the class once again. I hope you're all doing good and in the best of your health. So after completing the theory of this chapter, atoms, I believe that you would have practiced question. Now here I'll be practicing more questions based upon this chapter. I'll try to make you understand what kind of questions do come in your CBSE board examination. Let's see the pattern of question asked in this chapter. The first question of the day. It's a 1 mark question. The ground state energy of hydrogen atom is minus 13.6 electron volt. That is what we know also. What are the kinetic and potential energies of electron in this state? Easy 1 mark question, and I have also discussed how kinetic energy and potential are related with the total energy, and I have told you what things you need to take care of. First of all, see, total energy is given as ground state minus 13.6 electron volt. I told you that kinetic energy will be just of the same magnitude but positive in nature, 13.6 electron volt, and potential energy will be twice of the magnitude and with the same sign of total energy, that is minus 27.2 electron volt. Simple. These all things we have discussed in the normal regular classes. That is what we have discussed. So what you do, take note till here. Let me start at the other end. Take note till here. So I believe that the first question you found it easy. It's a 1 mark question. That is kind of question you can score marks in your board examination having knowledge of simple concepts. Let's go with the next question. Again, it's a 1 mark question. The radius of innermost electron orbit of a hydrogen atom is 5.3 into 10 power minus 11 meter. What is the radius of orbit in the second excited state? Second excited state, that is, we are talking about n equals to 3, in which the electron has reached. So if I talk about n equals to 1, n equals to 2, n equals to 3 levels. This is the first excited state, and this is the second excited state. That is what we know. The radius here is given, let's say it's r0. We all know that how radius varies. How radius varies, and radius varies as r equals to n square r0, where n is the number of nth orbit in which the electron lies. So second excited state, you have to place n equals to 3. That is what you have to do. Place it here. You will get 3 square into r0. So that comes out to be 9. I believe that you can clearly see up to this end, and put up the value of r0 as 5.3 into 10 to the power minus 11 meter. r0, that is the radius in the ground state, 5.3 into 10 to the power minus 11 meter. That is what has been provided. Substitute the value, simple calculation. If you do it, you will find that it comes out to be 9 3 27 and 9 5 45 47. So it will come out to be 4.77. Yeah, or 47.7, 4.77 in 10 to the power minus 10 meter you can do. That is what you can check. You will find that this will be the result. Now, after this, let us go ahead to the next part. Hope that you are taking each of the information that I am displaying here and you are understanding how to solve this. It's basic revision of the concepts that we have already done. Question number 3, it's a 2 mark question. The ground state energy of hydrogen atom is minus 13.6 electron volt. If an electron makes a transition from an energy level of minus 1.51 electron volt to minus 3.4 electron volt, then calculate the wavelength of the spectral line emitted and name the series of hydrogen spectrum to which it belongs. The electron is making a transition from 1.51 electron volt, minus 1.51 electron volt to minus 3.4 electron volt. You just check here. This is the ground state, n equals to 1. And again n equals to 2, then we have n equals to 3. If I mention the energy minus 13.6 electron volt, then after this, if I have to calculate the value of the energy, that will come out to be, you see here, this will be minus 3.4 electron volt, and this will be minus 1.51 electron volt. So electron makes a transition from this to this, to 3 to 2. So you have to evaluate, calculate the wavelength of the spectral line. We all know that how to evaluate the wavelength. Delta E is equal to hc by lambda. That is what you have to do. Delta equals to hc by lambda. You have to place all the values. So lambda will come out to be hc by delta E. That is what you have to do. Place all the values. You will get the value of lambda. That is what you can do. So what you do, take note till here, and let me give you the numerical values of all this, which will be helpful. Take note till here. Now see, in this question we are required for the value of Hc. Hc is given as 1240 electron volt nanometer, and delta E, if you calculate the difference in the energy from here to here, that will come out to be 1.89 electron volt. You can just check it, you will get 1.89 electron volts. Substitute it here, 1.89 electron volt, and from here you can get the value of lambda. That is what you can do, and you will find that the value of lambda will come out to be nearly 656 nanometer. So take note of this answer. Let me start at the other end. Take note of this answer. Okay, I believe that you would have taken note of this and would have learned how to solve this. Simple basic data you need to remember for such kind of questions. Now let's switch to the next one. Question number 4, it's again 2-mark question. An electron jumps from 4th to 1st orbit. In an atom, how many maximum number of spectral lines can be emitted by the atom? To which series these lines correspond? From 4th to 1st orbit. So let me mark out n equals to 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have to make pairs. How many pairs can be formed? 4 to 1, 4 to 3, 4 to 2, then 3 to 2, 3 to 1, then 2 to 1. You can see that 6 pairs you can automatically make it out. Or suppose it's given that any higher nth orbit, you need to find it out. So number of pairs that can be formed, from any higher nth orbit, that will be given as n minus 1 by 2. For this case, 4 minus 1, 3 by 2, this will come out to be 6. And that is what we can also make it out from this diagram also. Hope that is understood by you all. Not too tough for us to make out this one. Let's go to the next question. 5th one. Use de Broglie's hypothesis to write the relation for the nth orbit of Bohr orbit in terms of Bohr's quantization condition of orbital angular momentum. Now see, first of all, we know that de Broglie hypothesis, one of the postulates says that, one of the assumption that he has made, one of the postulate that he has talked about, that is the angular momentum is an integral multiple of h by 2 pi. So if I write mvr is equal to nh by 2 pi, that is what we can make out. And remember, I also told you in the theoretical class, the revolution that the electron is making. Let me make a circle and then make me the electron wave character. This thing I have discussed in our regular class. See, here the circumference 2 pi r should be integral multiple of lambda. That is the wavelength associated with the electron. That is what we need to know here. 2 pi r equals to n lambda. That is what you need to know. And here we know that angular momentum will be equal to nh by 2 pi. Now, next thing. This is a postulate that it has been asked in the question. After this, 6th one. It's a 3-mark question now. First part states Bohr quantization condition for defining stationary orbits. State Bohr's quantization condition for defining stationary orbits. How does de Broglie's hypothesis explain these stationary orbits? First of all, see Bohr's quantization condition. Bohr's quantization condition for defining stationary orbits. Now see, stationary orbits are those in which the angular momentum is an integral multiple of h by 2 pi. First one. And then we all know that during the transition, the energy associated will be actually lost or gained. If it comes from a higher orbit to a lower orbit, energy will be radiated. If it absorbs a photon from some external source, then it will reach to higher orbits, it is going to acquire energy. The difference in the energy, that will be given by h mu or hc by lambda. That is what you can make out. Now, this is the postulate that has been asked, Bohr's quantization concept. That is what we have got from here. Next, How does de Broglie hypothesis explain the stationary orbits? Just now we have discussed this. Now find the relation between the three wavelengths lambda 1, lambda 2 and lambda 3 from the energy level diagram shown below. Here you see A, B, C, three orbits. A, B, C, three orbits we have, and C to B transition gives us a wavelength lambda 1, C to A transition gives us a wavelength lambda 3, and B to A transition gives us lambda 2. Now, how to relate all this? We all know that this energy, you see, the energy difference A to C will be equal to difference, sum of difference energy of A to B and B to C. See, this energy will be the lowest energy, this energy will be the highest energy, this will be somewhere in between. If I write down EC minus EA, energy of C minus energy of A, that will give us HC by lambda 3. Similarly, if I write down EB minus EA, that will give me HC by lambda 2. EB minus EA, HC by lambda 2. One more, now you see EC minus EB will give you HC by lambda 1. EC minus EB will give us HC by lambda 1. Equation number 1, 2 and 3. I have used simple concept of difference in energy, what energy will be radiated. Now we can easily relate this. See, EC minus EA we have here minus EA, here we have minus EA and here we have plus EC. Now what we can do, if I use this EC minus EA and if I subtract this term, then I will be getting EC minus EA and plus EA and minus EB will come out, and then again if I subtract this term further, see what we are going to get. Or let me use this equation in such a way that some terms get cancelled out and some terms get added up. What I can do, see here, if I write equation number 1 and now let me use here 2 plus 3. See, 2 plus 3 if you are going to do, EB minus EB will be cancelled out, you see. And then you will be left with EC minus EA. And then now if I do minus equation number 1, see what I am going to get, 2 plus 3 minus 1. Equation number 2 will give me EB minus EA, plus 3 will give me EC minus EB, and minus 1. So minus EC and plus EA, this is what I am going to get. You just see EB minus EB cancels out, minus EA plus EA cancels out, and EC minus plus EC cancels out. And after doing this, if I write on the right hand side terms, 2 plus 3 HC by lambda 2 plus HC by lambda 1. And minus 1, so minus 1 by lambda 3. This is what I am going to obtain here. Now from here already I have the left hand side as 0 and this term can be cancelled out. So we will be having, if you check, 1 upon lambda 1 plus 1 upon lambda 2 minus 1 upon lambda 3 will give us 0. Now if I simplify this, I will be obtaining 1 upon lambda 3 is equal to 1 upon lambda 1 plus 1 upon lambda 2, or in very simple words, lambda 1 lambda 2, here lambda 1 plus lambda 2, 1 upon lambda 3, or we can write lambda 3 is equal to this is the relation we were looking for to reach at. So we actually related lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3. Just we know how the energy will be related in this case and we have reached on to the result. Hope that you find it easy and you have learnt already how to use such things. Now next part after this, 7th question. The kinetic energy of the electron orbiting in the first excited state of hydrogen atom is 3.4 electron volt. Kinetic energy. So you can reach on to the total energy. Now determine the de Broglie wavelength associated with it. De Broglie wavelength associated with this kinetic energy. Now it's very simple. We all know that kinetic energy, this we know, and we have to find out the de Broglie wavelength associated with this. If I write kinetic energy is equals to Hc by lambda, from here if I use this term and if I simplify this, I can obtain the value of lambda. And if you put the value, lambda will come out to be hc by k, and from here substitute the value. Substitute the value, you are going to obtain the required result. hc just now I told you it's 1240 electron volt nanometer, and here you are going to have 3.4 electron volt. So if you solve this, you will be getting 1215 angstrom. This is what you are going to find out the value of lambda in this case, 1215 angstrom for the value of lambda that has been asked here. Hope that calculation you can do on your own also, you can check also that you will be obtaining this. Now next question, 8th one, a 12.5 electron volt electron beam is used to bombard gaseous hydrogen at room temperature. Up to which energy level the hydrogen atoms would be excited? Calculate the wavelength of the first member of the Lyman and first member of Balmer series. So we are interested in first member of Lyman, first member of Balmer series. Let's try to do it. 12.5 electron volt. 12.5 electron volt is used to bombard gaseous hydrogen atom at room temperature. That means photon that you are going to give, energy that you are going to give, that is 12.5 electron volt. Gaseous hydrogen at room temperature, we are going to see that electron is actually in the base, it's actually in the ground state. So keep the electron in the ground state and see if you give this much energy, what will be the total energy. So energy of electron in ground state, that is minus 13.6. Now suppose if it absorbs all the energy, the total energy will be E in ground state and plus the energy that you have given, that will be minus 13.6 plus 12.5, that comes out to be minus 1.1 electron volt. Minus 1.1 electron volt, that means in the, if it absorbs all the energy, it's going to reach in an orbit of energy minus 1.1 electron volt. Now if I try to find out what is that nth orbit in which the energy is minus 1.1 electron volt, if I try to find out that, we all know that energy E is equal to ground state energy divided by n square, or n square will turn out to be Eg upon E. So if I write this minus 13.6 divided by minus 1.1, this will come out to be somewhere around 12 point something, 12 point something, and if you do n is equal to under root this 12 point something, so you are going to obtain 3.5 something like this. N cannot be, if 3.5 comes, it should be always lower than this 3.5, the integral value that you have to take, the integer value you have to take. So you cannot take 4, you have to take n equals to 3. So electron is going to reach in n equals to 3. This will be the value of the nth orbit in which the electron is going to reach after it actually acquires a photon or electron beams giving energy of 12.5 electron volt. So it's going to reach in n equals to 3, that is equal to the second excited state. Second part is quite easy, which I think I should not discuss. Already such pattern of questions I have discussed in our earlier referred questions. But then too, I'll give you an idea. Calculate the wavelength of the first member of the Lyman series. If I give you this, you can easily evaluate others. Lyman series first member, it lies in the UV region. So first member, n, the electron is going to transit from n equals to 2 to n equals to 1. So 1 by lambda is equal to R, 1 upon 2 square, 1 upon 2 square, and it's going to transit from second orbit. So 1 by n1 square minus 1 by 2 square. So we are going to get this as R, and 1 minus 1 by 4. So we are going to get 3 by 4. This is what you are going to obtain. So finally 1 by lambda is equal to 3R by 4, or lambda comes out to be 4 by 3R. Substitute the value 4 by 3, R value 1.097 in 10 power 7. after this, I believe that you can find out the value of lambda for the first series. Already I have done so many calculations, so I believe that this calculation you can perform and you are going to easily obtain the value of the required lambda for this. Balmer series, similarly Balmer series for the first. In Balmer series, the electron makes transition to the second orbital, that is in the first excited state the electron reaches. If I talk about first in Balmer series, and I believe that I am not making you spoon feed it, because some things in calculation that you can do on your own, that will be helpful for you also, that you may also practice with me here, that will be good. So 1 by lambda equals to r, and here 1 upon 2 square minus 1 upon 3 square. It makes a transition from third to second, because in Balmer series the electron has to reach here. So 1 by 4 minus 1 by 9, and further calculation will lead you to the required lambda. Hope that the calculation part can be done by you all. That is the most easy part in such exercise. And hope you are practicing with me. Take out some time. We may pause the video and take out time for calculation. Already I have done so many calculated results I always used to give you all. Practice this. It will be of help, great help to you all. Ninth one, 5 marks question. It's a derivation, we believe so. Using Bohr's postulate, derive the expression for the frequency of radiation emitted when electron in hydrogen atom undergoes transition from higher energy state Ni to the lower state. Frequency of radiation, we need to find out. If lambda you can evaluate, energy difference you can evaluate, frequency is no big deal for us. Derive the expression for the frequency of radiation emitted when electron in hydrogen atom undergoes transition from higher energy state to the lower state. When electron in hydrogen atom jumps from energy state n equals to 4 to n equals to 3 to 1, identify the spectral series to which the emission lines belong. Not too tough for us to make it out. I am giving you how to approach for this. You see, you have to find out the frequency of radiation. Expression you have to find out when electron in hydrogen atom undergoes transition from higher energy state Ni to the lower state. Lower state is the final state and higher state is the Ni. If electron makes a transition, the change in energy delta E will be equal to given by energy of initial state minus energy of final state. This is the higher energy, this is the lower energy. This is what we know. Now, after doing this, finding out this difference, now we all know that you can use the energy equations, that is given by 1 by 8 me power 4 upon n square h square, epsilon naught whole square. That is what you can do for the case of energy, and you have to find out the radiation. So if I write, the frequency, so h mu is equal to difference in energy in Ni and energy in n final. That is what you have to put. So mu will come out to be this is the basic formula. That is what you can actually put here to get the value of frequency of radiation. Next, when electron, second part, when electron in hydrogen atom jumps from energy state Ni 4, initial state 4, to n final 3 to 1. 4 to 3 to 1, identify the spectral series to which the emission line belongs. Spectral series, first of all, when electron jumps from higher orbit to first orbit, so that means it's going to lie in the Lyman series. And so first orbit I'll just mark here. One, 2, 3, 4. N equals to 4, 3, 2, 1. When it makes to transition 1, that means we are talking about Lyman series. This second, then we are talking about Balmer series. Lyman, Balmer, and then this is Paschen. These are the series in which it's going to lie. And already I have given you where this where these spectral lines are going to lie. For the Lyman series, it lies in the UV region. Balmer series lies in the visible region. And then we have from Paschen series, infrared region. These are the region also I have discussed, and the regular classes also I have discussed about the spectral line series, where these series are going to lie. So you can, if you have taken very clear understanding, if you have got from our regular classes, you can make out all these things. Next thing, question number 10. Using postulate of Bohr's theory of hydrogen atom, show that the radii of orbit increases n square and the total energy of the electron increases as 1 by n square, where n is the principal quantum number of the atom. So if I solve this, we all know that, we all know this, that the momentum is an integral multiple of h by 2 pi, and then the force acting between electron and the nucleus, that is given by, that will be giving you the required centripetal force, mv square by r is equal to, let me put up the values, that is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, electronic charge here is square, divided by the radius whole square. Hope that you can recollect this derivation we have done. Using these two equations, you can easily evaluate the value of R, you can easily evaluate the value of V, you can easily evaluate the value of energy. R is n square h square epsilon naught upon pi m E square, which we have done in our regular class. You see the first thing, the radii of orbit increases n square, radii of the orbit increases n square. I am not completely breaking up these two equations and showing you the reformulation of this radius r, because we have done this in regular class. So I am using directly what equations I am going to use and reach on to this result. Next you see, total energy of the electron increases as 1 by n square. Total energy, it's given by electronic state in ground state divided by n square. We have to show this. Now electron energy in any state will be given by sum of kinetic energy plus potential energy. Kinetic energy will be given by half mv square and potential energy will be given by, why I am using minus, because electronic charge is negative. Substitute the value of V, substitute the value of R, you will find that the energy is going to be a constant divided by n square. This is the term you are going to obtain in the case of energy relation. You are going to find out when you are going to put up the values of V and R here. Again, V, formula of velocity, I have again derived it in class. If you have got that, put that value of V here, or you can use these two and reach onto this value of V, put R here, you will get this value. Energy is going to vary in this case. Now calculate the wavelength of H alpha line in Balmer series of hydrogen atom, given Rydberg constant is 1.097 10 to the power 7 per meter. We have done already such kind of question, but again I will give you a quick recap. Balmer series, it's going to transit an H alpha, that means Balmer series transition is to the second orbital. Second orbit, that is the transition that is electron is going to do. And H alpha line we are talking about. So the electron will transit from 3 to 2. So 1 by lambda is equal to R. We are going to find out wavelength only, and this comes out to be 1 by 2 square minus 1 by 3 square. And this transition is going to do in this way. Sorry, yes, now it's okay. Now you can find out the value of lambda. It will again come out to be 656 nanometer. Just do the calculation, you will get the value of lambda in this way, and I believe that you have got this, or you just check the calculation and show that lambda is up to this one. So what you do, take note till here, and let me start at the other end, take note till here. So I believe that you have understood how to solve this, and just place up the values, you will get all the required result. See, in this chapter, what I will advise you all, you have to remember the basic formula for velocity, radius, how does it varies with n, how energy equation is given as kinetic energy, potential energy, how it is related to total energy. Basic small things. If you just by heart it, use it in questions, do many questions, because practice will actually let you to keep the formula in mind. That will be of great help to you all. So I believe that this exercise will be of great help to you all. It will be quite useful. Do practice questions on your own. That again will be is required, and that will be quite useful. So thank you everyone for listening to me and for your patience. I'll meet you in the next class with some more concepts. Till that time, wish you all the very best.